Back to another episode of the AAU Overtime Podcast. Jordan DeLuciano, as always, and joining me today is the leading scorer, not just in AAU College Hockey Division II, but all of AAU College Hockey, representing Farmingdale State College Division II, Brendan Dixson. Brendan, welcome, and thank you for joining the podcast today.
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks for having me.
No problem. You're off to a great start, as is the Farmingdale Division II team in the Empire Conference. So before we get into all that, take me through your life playing hockey, growing up through hockey.
Nothing too special. I mean, I've lived in Bethpage my whole life, so Long Island hockey pretty much. So I played house league up until high school, and then I did a little bit of travel, like 4 years. And yeah, just played with my brothers, like pond hockey, the whole shebang.
Where'd you wind up playing travel at on the island?
I did 2 years of county, and then 1 year of Great Neck, and then that COVID year, I did like 8 games of edge.
Okay. Yeah, that was the weird one, that COVID
Yeah.
year, you know. But you said your brother, though, you played with him last year on Farmingdale as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so what was it like, playing hockey with your brother throughout growing up and then as well in college?
Well, growing up with him, we have a 2 year gap, so like every once in a while we would be able to play on the same team. So that was always fun. He would always be like hitting me for stretch passes. Like last year, that's all we did. I would stretch and he'd literally just fire the puck at me.
Yeah, because he was on the back end, right? Will, right?
Yeah, he was always the big D man, and I always had a little bit more of a offensive touch to the game. So he always just sent me going.
It's a good combination then. Good combination. But for this year, Will, you graduated, I'm assuming?
Yes, but
Right.
he is behind the bench this year, so we
Yes.
still have him.
Gotcha. Yeah, along with, I'll get into that in a second because you do have a couple other former Farmingdale players back there as well. But this year, just running away, the point totals speak for themselves. I mentioned at the top of the podcast, not just leading Division II, you're leading all of AAU college hockey. What has changed from last year? Last year, you were, again, a very good producer, over a point a game, but this year it's taken to another level. What has been the difference you felt last year coming now into this year?
I have to say my off season, I changed it up a little bit. I've been always in the gym, but I changed up my schedule a little bit. I think I got a better like whole understanding of that. I really worked on my shot this summer too. Getting like I always had insane power with my shots. Ask anyone, they always say that. But I really worked on my release this summer, just like shooting pucks every day pretty much. That helped. And I also, my coach Albert, I did a top tier training camp, and that was really helped with my skills and everything. Also, he did morning sessions that helped a lot.
So that off-season training, like you said, with Coach Albert Markopoulos, and as well, that release you said is very important because you have the power you mentioned, but getting that shot off quicker, over the years you advance in hockey, you play better and better competition. You got to get that shot off quicker, and you feel like that's been a big reason why you have 16 goals in 10 games.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
just that quick release.
Yeah, that quick release. And what did Albert during his training camp over the summer? Anything you took specifically from
him? Quick hands, and he always is a big on the quick release too. He literally on the bench the other day, he's just like, you got to get that off faster. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Whether it be a perfect prime position with the stick or whether it's in tight, was that something that you felt like you kind of had growing up, that quick release, or is it something that you had to really grow now in college?
I never really think my shot developed till high school, and then that's when I really started to like get known for literally my shot throughout high school. And I played defense mostly in high school, actually, so I was just at the point shooting. Like actually with James Jensen, I literally just shoot for his stick all day because I played high school with him.
Yeah, James, another forward on Farmingdale. Actually, we'll stick it with him. What's it like having a guy with his leadership ability as well as his enforcer-like ability on the ice, his presence?
You love playing with him, you hate playing against him. I'll say that, and everyone who plays against him agrees too.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Yep, there's always one of those guys. You love him when he's on your side, but you hate him when he's on the other end. But back to head coach Albert Markopoulos, one of the better players in Farmingdale State College history. He's now behind the bench for Division II. What's it like having your brother behind the bench and then another former player in Albert?
Well, I've known Albert for a little bit, and he's just an amazing coach. He like literally leads us. Every time he makes a decision, I'm like, I agree with it 100%. He really helps everyone on the bench become a better players and people on and off the ice.
And then last year to this year, any new guys you're lining up in your forward group, or is it pretty much the same two guys you're playing with? And if it is the same two guys, how have they upped their game?
So, but pretty much our entire team. We only lost my brother for playing wise, and he's behind the bench. So we got some new guys on the team, but it's pretty much everyone's still there besides injuries so far. I'm still on my same line. We call it the BDM line, as Albert named it.
All right.
Brendan, Deley, Marco. Yeah.
Yeah, anything that they like because the point production now is skyrocketing. You know, anything you've seen from their game that they've elevated?
Well, I think we just have a good chem now because we also played again last year, and we just are finding each other in where we're most comfortable open spots. And Delhi's been great. I've been getting him goals. Marco, he got his first goal the other day, but he's been killing it with assists right now.
Mhm.
He's just dishing the puck and feeding me and Delhi for goals. It's like crazy.
So this group that you're bringing back from last year at nationals, you guys made it all the way to the at the time it was Division 3 because we just had 2 and 3. Made it all the way to Division 3 finals. Came up short against St. John Fisher. What was it like last year? You know that journey all year going to the nationals. Unfortunately, though, coming up short.
Yeah, it was a battle all year to get to that spot, and I gotta say that Tampa game really killed us. Throughout just in nationals alone, I didn't play my best, but I also was dealing with a stomach bug the entire time. I
Oh
lost
wow.
7 pounds.
Oh wow. It's rough.
Yeah, and I wasn't playing my best. I literally was barely eating. It was terrible, but
Mhm.
we were still there. I was still competing, and we just came up a little short, which was heartbreaking, but we
So
got another
now,
shot this year.
yeah, you know. So did you wind up that weight? Was that during the course of that week, or just like overall, even afterwards, that illness trickled into?
About 2 days before I had Chick-fil-A, and then it all went downhill, and I wasn't eating. I lost about 7 pounds throughout nationals.
Oh wow! And you had to play all 6 games. You guys wound up
And
going all the way to
I played
finals.
all 6 games. I stayed in my hotel room for most of the time. I was just sleeping, barely eating. It was a whole headache.
That's a tough go. So I guess this year, I
Yeah.
guess stay away from Chick-fil-A. You might got a bad case of
Mm,
meat. I don't know.
My whole diet's changed after that. I make my meal prep now for the week, and it's like I know exactly what's in it. I don't fool around too much. Maybe eat out once a week now.
You know, you played smart. You know, once you have that one experience, you know, you don't want to mess around anymore, especially right before nationals. But this year, you guys, I know it's still early this year. You've seen same opponents from last year. Any opponents that stick out that give you your toughest run?
For this year so far,
Yeah, let's say this year so far.
uh, I say we're at the top. Sacred Heart had a pretty good team when we played them. Kind of shocked us a little bit. New Haven, same as last year. It's kind of hard though because we have all the divisions are a little messed up right now. So it's like, who can you say? Because I like all these D1 teams are sick, but
And you guys actually wound up beating a D1 team. You guys took out Fordham, who is a lot better actually this year than people might have thought and given credit for. You know, so you guys have that experience knocking off a D1 team as well as playing D2 teams as well. You guys knocked off Fordham earlier in the year.
yeah, that was a good game. We really stuck to our system, played our game, and we were able to come out with a dub there.
And it's funny that you guys you can kind of have a notch over the D1 team because right after that, Fordham beat the Farmingdale D1 team. So you guys did something that D1 couldn't do and knock off Fordham. But speaking of matchups, anything down the line, if you take a look at your schedule that you're looking forward to, I know you guys think you guys go down to Florida, you play FAU and their D2 team.
I don't know about that. I think Rock said I think they're coming here.
Oh, they're
I
coming
think
here
it's
now.
the
Okay.
other way around.
Gotcha. All
But I
right.
don't think that's set in stone yet. I hope we do because that would be a great game to have.
Mhm. So, any you guys there last year? We'll wrap it up with this. You guys were there to the championship game in nationals last year. Anything you guys are talking in the locker room, practice basis, day by day, game basis, as maybe a reminder, a motivator, like, hey guys, this is what we got to do to get back there.
The one thing that really struggles with us is that we don't play our game the way we should, and that's just repetitively what we're doing. We got to play our game, can't play down to other teams. That's why the only reason we have 2 losses this year is 'cause that's exactly what happened. So if we just stick to our game, I don't see a team we can't beat this year.
So Brendan Dixson, Farmingdale State College, Division II, not just the leading scorer in D2, but the leading scorer and point producer in the entire AAU college hockey. Brendan Dixon, thanks for joining the pod, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Jordan.
And again, my name is Jordan DeLuciano. Join us Friday for another episode of the AAU Overtime Podcast. Alongside Brendan Dixon, my name is Jordan DeLuciano. We'll see you all